everybody, this is Jody with Jody's Kitchen. Today I'm going to be making chicken fajita nachos. Now this is great, and it's a way to use up all of your leftovers that you've got in the fridge. The one episode I made some fried chicken. I got one huge chicken breast left over. So I'm going to cut that up, slice it. Great. And you won't need a lot because, I mean, you'd think just using a small amount of ingredients, that's not going to feed a family of 4 to 6. Believe me, this will. It's huge. So we're using that. We're using some white Great Northern beans. I'm going to turn into refried beans from our beans and cornbread episode. And then I think I'm going to throw in some potatoes. I had some fried potatoes, you know, potato wedges. I'm going to slice those up, put that in with my fajita mix. You know, it's going to be great. It's going to be, layer it, chips, and then your fajita mix, your beans, some cheese, more chips, and then do the same. It's almost like a fajita nacho lasagna, if you want to go that far, but it's just way too much for the name. So it's chicken fajita nachos, and I know you'll enjoy it. So let's get ready and eat. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get started on making our chicken fajita nachos. And what I'm going to do here, go ahead and add just a little bit of oil. You don't need a lot. I'm always a big advocate about you don't need that much oil in your diet. And I hate the word diet, but you know, no other way to describe it. So I'm going to go ahead and let this get to going. And what I have here, I previously cut up some onions and some peppers. Never ever waste this stuff. I always keep a lid on it. Again, the odors in the house, and to me it just smells like somebody's got really bad body odor when, you know, onions are being cut up, and I hate that. Even on the ends, and when I have to cut it off, the ends of the onions, I cut those off at the very last second, and then I'll put them in a baggie, zip it up, and throw it away like that. So, just a little quick tip for you. Got my granddaughter in there. She's watching a movie. Trying to get that onion separated. It will once the heat gets through to it. What are you doing, Jordan?
Oh, I'm doing.
Nana is making some chicken fajita nachos. You weirdo. Here I've got some chicken that it's actually from one breast, and it's quite a bit. And this is all I had left over from the fried chicken we made on another episode. And what I've got here is I just cut it up into strips. You know, you can still kind of see the crust from it. But that's okay. What we're doing today is we are using all of our leftovers. And I'm going to go ahead and top that on top. Pop that on top. Again, don't waste anything. That's why we're doing leftovers. And this is great meal. And by cutting it up into strips like this, and you're looking to stretch your dollars quite a bit. And then what I do also is I add just a little bit of seasonings. And I like to take like 1 tablespoon of chili powder. Okay, that's about all you need. I mean, if you like it hotter, go right ahead. More spicier, go right ahead. But like I said, I see this as, you know, just really something to enhance the flavor, not drown it out. And what I'll do also is I'll do about a teaspoon. That And I'll take some pepper, and I like to get these little grinders and put it on a coarse grind. Again, just a little bit of flavor. You know, some people are really sensitive to, you know, their stomachs are really sensitive. And a lot of it has to do with, you know, they can't have a lot of seasonings. So if you don't want the chili powder, don't put it on. Like I said, all up to you, your taste buds, and how you like to eat. But this is something that I like to do. So I'm going to let that chicken fry up, or saute, however you want to put it, with these onions and peppers and the seasonings. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fry up, make some refried beans. And what I'm going to do, again, just a little bit of oil. Don't need a lot. And what I've got here is, if I can get the lid open, is my beans from my soup bean episode. And it is, you know, leftovers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook these and reduce them out, the liquids in them. And that helps with making it a refried bean. And it's almost like a rule of thumb when you're cooking with chicken, with any type of Spanish foods. It's like a white bean goes with it better than a brown bean. If you're using pork or beef, then you could definitely use a brown bean, a pinto bean. But here I had leftover chicken. I had made some great northern beans. And I'm going to let these cook out. And we're going to turn those into some refried beans. Excellent dish. This seems to be just a little bit dry, so I'll just pour in about a half a cup of water. That's all you need. This helps steam it, and you can cook down the liquids to where you don't have any more, and it's really amazing. It helps tenderize, you know, everything you need. So I'm going to go ahead, let this sit for a while, let it cook out and steam and saute and everything else. Also, one idea I had is because I had some leftover potato wedges, I just went ahead and cut those up. I'm going to put that in there with it. Like I said, don't waste a thing. Cook it all. And this is a great way to reuse all of your leftovers. And it's a new dish, and family won't mind eating it. Okay, over here, turn the camera just a little bit. You see it's starting to bubble up a little bit, and what we want to do is prevent it from sticking to the bottom. That's one reason with the oil. And also I like using non-stick pans for that reason. Doesn't mean it always works out the best, but it's a lot better sometimes than the stainless steel. Okay, I'll just keep letting that go. Okay, my fajita mix, it's done. As you can see right there. It's got potatoes, chicken, peppers, onions, some seasonings. It's wonderful. Okay, I'm going to set that up, and as you can see right here with my beans, they are starting to bubble. And when you go scrape your spoon across the bottom, you can kind of feel they want to stick. So what you do is you just move it around, keep it from sticking to the bottom. And what our goal here is to reduce the liquid in it. See, we've got quite a bit right now, so what we're going to do is just keep letting it go. And allow it to reduce out the liquid, and then we'll be ready. one thing you'll notice in the beans, if you look at the recipe for the white beans that I have made, look at this right here. You'll see these little specks right here. That's the bacon that I had in there, and it gives it a wonderful flavor, and it's going to be even better in this nacho concoction. Just continue to let that bubble and reduce down. As you see right here, it has reduced down quite a bit, and it's a little bit mushy, kind of what you want your refried beans to be like. And of course, this is Great Northern beans, not pinto beans like you're used to. But then again, we are making a chicken fajita nachos, not beef or pork, so we're going to use the white beans. I don't know, I just think the tastes go a lot better. Okay, so I'm going to pull these off, and we'll get started with the... What I've got here is I have these, what I have here are these white corn chips, and they are organic. And you can see USDA organic. They're called Sochil. That's the brand I'm using. Love corn chips. And then what I do is I'm going to do this in layers. So I'm going to do one layer, and this will feed the entire family. Go ahead, spread those out. I'm going to pour some of the refried beans over top. Uh-oh, that's a mess. It's very hot. Yeah, don't touch that. Okay, baby?
That's a burn me.
Yeah, that'll burn you.
I want to put in.
Yeah, I know. Okay, remember, don't touch it. And then I'm going to take half of the fajita mix, spread that around. Like that. Don't need quite a bit, a lot. And then what I do is I use an organic cheese, and I'm using a Mexican blend. Got like 1.5 bags here, and our family loves cheese, so I'll probably use quite a bit of it. And what I'm going to do is pour this over. Okay, I want to kind of get this spread out. Okay, now what we're going to do is we'll layer the rest of the chips on top. These are excellent chips. Layer the rest of it. I see you got Band-Aids. Okay. Okay. And then we're going to take the rest of our fajita mix, and I'm just going to lay it on top and then spread it out. Okay, and then I'm going to take the rest of our cheese. I know a lot of you like poured cheese and stuff, you know, but that is processed cheese and not very good for you because you really don't know what they're putting in it. And you'll never, ever get a straight answer. Okay, and then, don't want to waste. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put these in the oven, 350 degrees for about anywhere from 15-20 minutes. It all depends on your oven. And then all you do is you just take some out and plate it, and you know, everybody can have their own, but this is something that kids will absolutely love, and they won't be missing the processed foods because you're able to give them, you know, nachos, and it's a healthier way of eating nachos and clearing out your refrigerator of your leftovers so you're not wasting anything. We've made an entire meal with everything that I already had on hand. So there was not a lot of prep work into it either. So we'll get this in the oven and I'll show you about the plating when we come back.
Ole manita, Suki!